Show a close-up of the tensioner, what I'm talking about. There's the hole there. You just put that in there, and the tension is off of it right now. So, and I'm gonna leave it like that. Like I said, there's the 3 bolts, the top 2 of them. Once you take that out, you can get this free. I'm gonna put the camera down for a second. I want to see how this plastic clasps. I see how it disconnects from the back, but I couldn't get pliers in there, and I couldn't pinch it hard enough to get the bottom tab out. So I'm gonna see how you release it on here on the front. It's probably pretty simple, but since it was the release points on the bottom, I couldn't see it. So I'm gonna figure it out and I'll show it to you. So this is how it's done. I just put a screwdriver here, and once you did that, it releases up. So I don't know if you can see that, if it's gonna focus or not. But yeah, so these ridges catch inside there, so you just have to depress the bottom with the screwdriver and then lift. I think you can see like there's the ridges there. Anyway, hopefully that helps. Makes it a little bit easier, but you can easily do it once you take those 2 bolts out right there that share with the tensioner. That makes it simple to release it. Thought I'd show you this too. I want to keep this hose up out of the way, so I tie wrapped it to this brace right here. That'll keep it up and out of the way. I've got good clearance now. Anyway, I think that makes it easy, but I thought I'd show it to you. Let's see if I can show you this one-handed. But to depress or get this off, you need to just push this that way, and then you can slide it. Do it gentle though, because it's plastic and you want to break it. That goofy yellow tape, that's not my ghetto fix. Believe it or not, the Volkswagen dealer told me that is some kind of factory recommended fix for some issue that the bugs had. I don't know what it is. When I bought it, it was like that. Saw it, thought it was pretty ghetto. When I was getting a key made, I said something to the service advisor. He says, no, that shows that some kind of repair that was needed was done. Not sure what it was, but pretty ghetto, I think. Now the connection's off. One thing I forgot to do that I'm going to do right now, I just thought of, is I'm going to disconnect the battery. Should have done that before, but don't want the positive lead to the alternator grounding. So the way to do that is just to disconnect the battery terminal. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to do the positive side. I'm not going to make any assumptions that anybody knows how to do anything that I'm talking about. So this is a 10. I loosened it. I'm going to pull it. So it's pulled. See, it's got that goofy Volkswagen stupid ass engineering thing that comes up to the top with that red wire. Hopefully you haven't had the pleasure of having your AC fuse get so hot that it melts, so you don't get the connection. You have to replace this thing here on the top. It's a real common problem with the Volkswagens. Your AC, there's nothing wrong with the system. It's just the fuse the fuse holder gets so hot that it can't make a good solid connection. So you have to replace this whole thing. I got it on Amazon. It's not an exact fit, but it's close enough. I ended up putting Velcro underneath it because when I say it's not an exact fit, it's the mount points that don't mount up the same, but I just use Velcro on the top. But anyway, I'm going to put in my glove in between the post and the connection so it can't make a connection, because it wants to go back down, because there's not, unlike every other car I've worked on, it doesn't have, or it has this goofy lead that goes to the top, so you can't just move it out of the way and leave it out of the way. So I'm going to put my glove between it so it can't make the connection. So I've got the harness connection disconnected. Now I'm going to remove this black cap, and underneath there's a bolt. I'm not exactly sure what the size is. I think I know, but I'll wait to find out for sure and come back. So you don't want to drop this when you're prying it off, so I put my finger on the back of it while I put a screwdriver on top of it and just wedged it between the side here and just slowly pried it off. It does pry off, it doesn't screw off, but you can see it's got the bolt. It matches the bolt, so it kind of is just a friction fit. So you can just wedge it off with a screwdriver. I just did it with that one right there. But like I said, I had my finger on the back of it as I pried up so it didn't fall, because if it fell down in there, most Volkswagens still have their plastic shroud down there. Mine's off because I had a problem with the hood release, so I've just left it off. I do have it. It's over there. Nice mess, by the way. But, oh, and you can see I've got some kind of coolant issue too, to where it leaks, and I haven't done a pressure test to find it yet, but it's real slow, and it's intermittent. Doesn't do it all the time, but be interesting to find that out. I'm going to do that next. I'm not sure when. I believe Harbor Freight has a system to where you can take the cap off, put it on there, and just pressure test it. That's what my intent is. But that's for another day. Doing this one first. So I said I'd mention what size that bolt is there. You can see it now with the cap off. Feels like it's a 13. I was able to loosen it, so I will double check once I get it off, but 13 felt good. Didn't follow my own advice when I was spinning this off. I was a little bit careless and it actually fell, but luckily it fell all the way through. But if you have your shroud on, it's probably not going to fall all the way through for you. So as you get to the end of it, make sure you're holding on to it tight. Or you can get yourself one of those right there with the magnet on the end, and then you can just grab it. But easy just to do it slow and hold on to it as you back it off. So this was kind of nice. Once I took the connector off, I just wedged it between the hose and the dipstick. And it looks like it's going to stay there because it's pretty tight. Now I'm going to take out this bolt right here that mounts the top of the alternator. And there's one on the bottom as well. See it right there. I was talking about this one, where my glove is, and then there's one down there too. You should be able to see it. That's a size 13 as well.